The state of the Battlerealm future, an elusive diagram that Kabam releases once every 6 months to outline what champions we have and what the future champions could be. Any YouTuber can get a good 6 videos out of this, but me, my humble self, I'm only going to make 1 video about it. I'm a bit late to the party, but I hope you guys enjoyed anyways. No better place to start than what we already have, right? We have Jubilee over here, Strife over here, connected to some old man that Vegas seems to like a lot. We have Psycho Man, who I'd probably place down here, next to Annihilus and Susan Storm. Super Skrull would probably place up here, connected to regular Skrull, because I think someone else bigger is taking up this spot. Mangog, who I think is probably going to take up this spot. Rower. Sleepy Boy Odin, who should be our middle slot over here. The 2 champions coming next month, Jabari Panther and Iron Centurion, who, knowing that nobody really knows who they are in the first place, and they're MCOC tie-in characters, they're probably going to end up being top shelf champions, while Odin is going to be asleep until he gets his buff in about 2 or 3 months. Now, for the stuff we don't already know. I reckon we'll probably get Zemo up here next to Black Panther Civil War for the tie-in with Captain America Civil War a long time ago. Kind of like an unofficial tie-in with the new Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney show. Reckon down here, we're going to get White Vision, not Wiccan or Speed, because I reckon if we got either of them, we'd probably get both of them at the same time. But the fact that we have Scarlet Witch Sigil, hopefully coming at some point, leads me to believe we're going to get a WandaVisionized version of the classic couple, being Sigil and White Vision, maybe. Down here, next to Wolverine, Storm, I reckon we'll get Kitty Pryde. She's an OG member of the X-Men, really consistent. She's a big character in the X-Men mythos. I'm surprised we haven't got her yet already, to be frank. So I assume we're probably going to get her fairly soon, probably this year, based on her relationship with Colossus anyways. Over here, I reckon we'll probably get Null, the god himself, the god of darkness, god of the abyss, god of the symbiotes. He has a connection with Platinum Pool, which is a little bit weird, but my personal headcanon is that the Platinum of Platinum Pool is actually a symbiote, and that Null's gonna turn Platinum Pool evil or something, I don't know. Next to Null, I reckon we're gonna get Captain Universe. It's been recently revealed in the King in Black storyline, where Null is doing all his Null stuff, that Captain Universe, or the Enigma Force, is actually Null's antithesis. It's the god of light to Null's god of darkness, and so I reckon we might get an Eddie Brock version of the god of light, or Eddie Brock Captain Universe. I'd honestly love to see that, but knowing Kabam, he'll be pretty much as good as Drax. Up here, I said I think it's going to be a bigger character. I think we're going to get the first Marvel, Captain Marvel, who in the comics is the one that actually gave all the female Captain Marvels their powers. He's basically just your classic cosmic MacGuffin. I'm hoping he'll be on the same level as Hyperion, but knowing Kabam, he'll be the same level as Nova. This is Gladiator, another cosmic MacGuffin, ironically enough. I think we'll probably be connected with Hyperion. They're both big boys from outer space. I was actually thinking at first the connection to Hyperion could be one of his teammates on the Squadron Supreme, which is basically a carbon copy of the Justice League, but none of them really fit the connection very well, so Gladiator it is. For down here, connected to Morningstar, I actually think it's going to be a Kabam original. I think it's going to be the Latvian Guillotine that Gabriel Frazera was teasing a while back. I think it'd make a lot of sense because if you actually looked at the motion comic from the Guillotine 2099 event, it talks about where Le Fleur du Mal has been over the ages, and one of the places mentioned is, at one point, it was in Latveria, and so I think this is going to be the person who had Le Fleur du Mal while it was in Latveria. Connecting to Latvian Guillotine, I actually think that's going to be where we see Hercules, over here. I think Hercules is going to be here because given that Kabam didn't really know which of the 6 Summoner's Choice champions, or was it 8? I don't know. Given that Kabam didn't really know which of the Summoner's Choice champions were going to win the vote, I think they already had a spot carved out for whichever one ended up winning. And so based on that, I think they'd have to do it with one of their own Kabam originals, because think of it, if you had Hercules and say Kitty Pryde, for example, that would make no sense because of the story confines that Kitty Pryde has to abide to, the fact that she's already an existing character. But pair Hercules with a Kabam original, they can do basically whatever they want. So I think Kabam probably intended for Hercules to go over here connected to Laverian Guillotine. Next up, I know everyone's been waiting for this one, we have SpiderMan 2099. I reckon he's going to be the connection between Spider-Gwen and Punisher 2099. Miguel O'Hara, it'd be really cool to see him in MCOC, mainly because I think it opens the door for a lot more of that 2099 stuff, which I'm just going to say there are a lot of really cool characters from the year 2099 in the Marvel mythos. Connected to Spider-Man 2099 and Miles Morales, I reckon we're going to be getting Ultimate Green Goblin. Now, Ultimate Green Goblin is the Green Goblin from Miles Morales' universe. Miles Morales' universe. And the reason I think Ultimate Green Goblin is going to go up here and opposed down with Green Goblin, Red Goblin, and Iron Patriot is because those three over here are all iterations of Norman Osborn from the main Marvel 616 universe, while Ultimate Green Goblin is different because he's from a different universe. He's from the Ultimate universe. So I think you got different arrangements for them based on the universe they're from. That's just my personal theory. I could be very wrong, to be honest. Up here near Iron Fist, I reckon we're going to be getting Shang-Chi to tie in with the Marvel movie, because let's face it, Kabam loves their tie-ins. They make Kabam a lot of money with crystal sales. I think they could do some really cool stuff with Shang-Chi. I reckon he'd probably be a skill champion, which is good. We always need more overpowered skills. Connected to Shang-Chi, I reckon we'll get the Mandarin with the 10 rings, like we were meant to in Iron Man 3, but we didn't, because Marvel decided a fake out would be funnier. I think the Mandarin could be really cool, because he could kind of be like clairvoyant, where he could cycle through all of his rings, all of his 10 rings, and each one could probably offer a different mechanic. Like maybe one could be Cold Snap, one could be Bleed, Poison, Incinerate, Shock, etc. I've seen some really cool concepts that people made for his abilities, and I really do hope he gets into the game at least fairly soon. I reckon this spot might be Kate Bishop. The connection between Gwenpool and Kate Bishop can be explained by they're both on the West Coast Avengers team. I also think Kate Bishop might be like an unofficial tie-in with the Hawkeye TV series that's coming out at some point soon. I think it'd give them a really good chance to make a Hawkeye character that actually like fits the Hawkeye in the comics, with being skilled and having just a complete arsenal of different arrows to use depending on the scenario. I think she could really end up being a utility god if we got her in the game. Down here next to Sentinel, I reckon we're going to be getting Nimrod, and don't let the name fool ya, he's literally a killing machine from the future. I think we'll probably get him in the same month as we get Kitty Pryde, if we do end up getting him. Mainly because it'll give us a mutant month without giving us too many mutants, because let's face it, we already have enough overpowered mutants. Finally, we have the one I was looking forward to talking about. This is quite possibly one of my favorite modern Marvel characters that I really hope is getting added to the game. Silver Surfer Black, the Fallen One, or my sleep paralysis demon. Now, Silver Surfer Black, the Fallen One, was introduced in the same comic as Cosmic Ghost Rider, being Thanos wins, and I have a whole huge theory about why it makes sense for Silver Surfer Black to be introduced into the contest now as the last herald. But honestly, I think it'd be too long to fit into this video because it's long enough. Based on the fact that he's still a herald, being Silver Surfer, I reckon he'll fit into this final slot down here, the final herald slot. I think it'd really give Kabam a good chance to make a version of Silver Surfer that is what all of us summoners wanted, which is just this badass Silver Surfer that rolls up into the contest and just claps everything. Because in the comics, Silver Surfer Black, the Fallen One, basically one-shotted Cosmic Ghost Rider. So hopefully Kabam will actually power scale, even to a slight extent, and make him at least near as good as Cosmic Ghost Rider, but remains to be seen. Now, for these last two, these are hard ones. There are no external connections to any other existing champions, so I've had to be very creative with this. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have no clue who either of these two champions are.